Now I give the floor to the next speaker on my list, the distinguished representative of Australia. Australia, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Earlier, I was honoured to represent Australia at the opening of the summit to adopt the 2030 Agenda, alongside Malala Yousafzai and 192 other youth from around the globe. In her call, Malala declared, "Education is hope and education is peace." I could not agree more. Access to quality and relevant forms of education are crucial to building and maintaining safe, sustainable and inclusive societies. It is crucial that we, as an international community, harness the positive impact that education has on the lives of all people, young and old, and that we continue to strive for the development and renewal of accessible, high-quality and relevant education systems. Earlier this year, I travelled across Australia, consulting several thousand young Australians in order to identify the key issues and challenges they face. The young people I spoke to were from a variety of backgrounds, and it was apparent that the lived experience of young Australians is very diverse, and that the challenges they face are equally diverse. Young Australians are concerned about drug and substance abuse, about racism and discrimination, about employment and career opportunities, about mental health and about gender equality. And they're not just concerned about how these issues impact upon themselves, but also how they impact upon their peers, both in Australia and across the globe. I've spoken to too many young people who have been the victims of racism and discrimination. I've seen communities where people are becoming trapped in cycles of drug and substance abuse simply because they do not have the opportunity to realise their aspirations. I've also spoken with many young people experiencing mental illness, and youth suicide, particularly in Australia's Indigenous communities, is rising to epidemic proportions, and youth homelessness is also a growing challenge. However, I believe relevant and quality education systems can provide answers to many of these seemingly intractable social issues. A quality education is crucial for empowering young people to address the issues they face and become the agents for social change that we as an international community desperately need. Education is a crucial avenue for countries seeking to realise their demographic dividend. For young people to become functioning members of the formal economy, they must have access to quality and relevant education systems. Education enables young people to be the change they know that we need. A closer focus on community education at a grassroots level is needed to empower young people to prevent and protect against suicide, to build resilience, to provide services that are built on the principles of cultural competency and whole-of-community engagement. I've spoken with many people back in Australia who are actively participating in programs and initiatives across the country that are empowering them to drive change and to ensure that Australian society remains peaceful, tolerant and inclusive. Australian youth that I've witnessed have demonstrated resilience and determination and a drive to participate in all manner of social and political processes. Education is the foundation of a decent life and a peaceful, tolerant and inclusive society. It is estimated that across low and lower middle income countries we will need to invest $340 billion each year to ensure universal access to pre-primary, primary and secondary education in order to achieve our newly adopted education targets. This is an investment we cannot afford to miss. To effectively build, share and disseminate skills and knowledge, we need more than schools. We need strong communities, stable homes, security, and mentors that encourage us to think both critically and innovatively. Australia's commitment to safeguarding generations of young people facing these challenges will see a brighter future globally for all young people in a world where there is a growing concern for terrorism, climate change and instability. As His Excellency the Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon stated, our aim is not just to keep people alive, but to give them life, a decent life. Education is the cornerstone of a decent life. Thank you, Madam.
I thank the distinguished youth representative of Australia for his remarks.